fun. And then there's me, right? Like, I listen to Post Malone, okay, but it's the clean version, so it's a little bit of 50-50. So do I overindulge in stuff? Absolutely. Am I actively engaging in pornography? Only on the weekends. So I'm a little bit, I'm not like super crazy sinner, but I wouldn't call myself like a Christ follower. And because we live in postmodern America, we sit here and we, for some reason, have said, oh, cool, neat. As if Jesus Christ came and died on the cross and suffered a traitor's death in order for us to have this 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or to give us a third direction to say, well, maybe you can just be completely neutral to the whole situation. In fact, Romans 1 says this: there are those who worship the Creator, and there are those who worship created things, and that's it. So you can't come in here and go, I'm not a religious person, because the Bible says you're extremely religious. You bow to something, friend. We all bow to something. And you go, I've never bowed in my life. What do you mean bow? I don't mean bow, you child. What I mean by bow is I mean that there's something in your life that nothing else is more important than. That you justify your being somehow. Even if you don't want to, you live as if there's a God. You say things like, that's not fair, that's not just, I deserve more. Everything you say, you're appealing to a higher power. Everything you say. When you appeal to morality and you say these kind of things, you're screaming out that there's a God up there. And you go, well, I'm not really religious, but I would say I'm really into like social media. I'm like kind of a social media guy, but I'm not religious. And I go, okay, explain to me how you're really into social media. Well, I wake up in the morning and then I try to make it look like I didn't just wake up, and I post a picture and I make some ominous comment like, feeling cute today, might delete later, IDK. But why do you do that? Like, let's get to the heart of the issue. Why do you do that? Why do you take such great pangs every day to make yourself look a certain way to the world? Because when push comes to shove, you believe that what gives you worth and identity and purpose in this life is that people know who you are. But when your head hits your pillow at night, you tell yourself the same narrative that we all tell ourselves, which is, this isn't working. Some of you in here, you've tried to fill the void, and again, you're religious people, but you worship relationships. Cover your toes, they're going to get stepped on. Here we go. You go from boy to boy to boy to boy, and you've told yourself a stupid lie that eventually you're going to find Prince Charming. And once you find him, then you're going to know your identity. Then you're going to know your worth. Then you're going to know your value. And in the meantime, you have absolutely betrayed all of your friendships. You've lied to your parents. You've walked out of the group that you consider to be your church family. And you do this time and time and time and time again. Do you want to know why? Because you have a God. And your God changes names depending on who's the guy in your life right now. And this isn't subject to girls. Guys do the same thing. We all worship something. And the Bible, this most iconic, dangerous, powerful book, makes a very clear distinction. You are either a child of the Most High God, you surrender to God, He is your Lord, He is your King, or you worship something in the world that is broken and it's not fulfilling you, is it? It doesn't matter how much, whatever you put on that throne, if it's not God, it's going to disappoint you. You can't have enough relationships, friend. You can't date someone hot enough. You can't sleep with enough people. You can't be well known enough. You can't have enough followers. There's nothing you can do. In fact, do you want to put yourself in a position where you're most likely, in our world, the most dangerous group of people when it comes to killing themselves are the rich and the famous. And yet we sit day in and day out going, if only I were rich and famous. I don't care how crazy the man is. Jim Carrey said one of the most brilliant statements a few years ago. He said, I wish everyone could be rich and famous and have everything in their wildest dreams to realize it doesn't work. Tom Brady wins 3 Super Bowls. He's everything. He's dating like a model. He's married to a model now, but at the time he was dating a model. And he's the New England Patriots. He's like a 6-time Super Bowl champ. Like, Tom Brady's won more rings than almost any other football franchise has in their combined history. Inside of their franchise. Isn't that crazy? And yet he's interviewed on 60 Minutes. And when they interview him, they say, Tom, you've got all this, now what's next? And he says, you know what? Doesn't matter how much stuff I get, I still have this nagging suspicion that there's got to be more to life than this. Y'all, what is that? And if you're sitting in here going, well, I haven't reached that, you're either completely lying to yourself or you've bought into the lie of the rich and the famous of one day when I reach the pinnacle of whatever mountain you're trying to climb, I'm going to get there. But newsflash for you, let me save you some time. It won't work. And it's just thing and time again. It's Kate Spade who rises to the top of the whole world of design. And she makes, like, in Carlsbad, y'all, some of y'all are from San Diego, right? In Carlsbad, there's like a Kate Spade outlet. I went there during Christmas last year, not the Kate Spade outlet, to the outlet mall. Okay, I wasn't in Kate Spade, okay? I have no business being in there. But there was a line, you had to wait in line outside because it reached capacity so people could go in and spend twice as much on a scarf as it actually cost them to make it.